Of the numerous classic games for the Super Nintendo, perhaps none are as influential, as beloved, or as highly rated as the action-adventure masterpiece, Super Metroid. There's a reason why some still consider it the greatest game ever made. Between fantastic gameplay, unmatched atmosphere, and amazing exploration, Super Metroid remains a fun game to play even to this day. But even a retro classic like this has some things that gamers overlooked after all these years. So here are 10 things you missed in Super Metroid. The escape from the research lab is one of the most thrilling intros in gaming history, but do you know what happens if you don't escape in time? That's right, the Pope comes to your house in his private jet and informs you that you are now destined to spend eternity in purgatory. There is a debate about how the planet you are on is pronounced. Some say Zebes, some say Zebes. Well, we can confirm that the proper way to pronounce this planet is actually Worcester. The walk through the seemingly abandoned planet is eerie and almost terrifying, but if you can't handle it, don't worry, just take the hidden shortcut here to the Happy Fun Time room to calm yourself down. The first item, as expected, is the morphing ball, but did you know that in early iterations of the game, rather than morph you into a ball, it was a ball that would turn Samus into Morph, the main character of the 1977 stop-motion claymation animation in the UK. Super Metroid is a Metroidvania, but just where does the name Metroidvania come from? Well, look no further. It's because Samus's nickname in high school was Troidva, a cruel nickname that stuck with her through the making of the game that became synonymous with the genre. The Met and Nia part of the title, of course, come from Metzylvania. Blue hatches can be opened at any time, red with missiles, yellow with power bombs, and green with super missiles. But what of the mysterious orange hatch? These can only be opened by the song of someone who is pure of heart. Sadly, Samus isn't pure of heart because this one time she saw someone in their underpants. It sure was a shock to fight the Chorizo for the first time, but what might shock you even more is this 10 Things You Missed exclusive. If you were to take the Chorizo's armor off, you would find hundreds of baby alligators, controlling the Chorizo with a series of complicated pulleys. The Spore Spawn is another rather disturbing boss, especially for being the first true boss you encounter, but if we dig through the game files, we can hear the true cries of pain when it attacks.
Feed me, Carbon! Feed me now! I'm starving!
Bomb jumping is one of the trickiest skills in Super Metroid, so here is our definitive guide to doing so. You can't. Nobody has ever successfully bomb jumped, and anyone who claims they have are lying to you. Any footage of bomb jumping has been doctored by the FBI. You can get different endings and different looks for Samus depending on how you beat the game, but most gamers missed that if you beat the game with the timer reading 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 16 seconds, you get the true ending as was always intended by Nintendo. So now you know a little bit more about the game that defined the 16-bit era, and even though people have gotten over 100% completion, keep searching. You never know what you might find in the deep, dark corners of Worcester, so jump back in and take the fight to the space pirates and see what else you can find. And until next time, happy gaming! Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe as I put out 2 new videos a week, Game Boy Roulette every Friday, and a brief look at Dollar Store Gaming or 10 Things You Missed every Monday. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.